Good morning, everybody. Today is February 3rd, 2025. This is the Downtown Estacada Commission meeting. Good morning, Corbin. Good morning, Heather. Do we have anybody else online?
Good morning.
We're going to go ahead and open up the meeting. It is 9:01 a.m. Yeah, can I steal your agenda? Do we have calling the meeting to order?
Yep.
Public comments online or anybody? Nope, nobody in.
Nope. Let's do roll call to see who's here.
Okay, roll call.
Okay. Hannah Smith,
Here.
Julie Cooper, absent. Connie Redmond,
Here.
Heather Randall,
Here.
Julie Colton.
She
absent.
was going to be gone.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sherry Fox Hames,
Here.
John Eichsenberger,
Hmm.
and Corbin.
Corbin,
I see he's here. I don't know. Is he having mic
are you on
issues?
mute?
Yeah, he is. Grabbing breakfast.
Well, he's here.
Yeah. Okay, let's go ahead and review and adopt the meeting minutes from January. Do we have a,
I make a motion that we approve the January minutes as written.
thank you, Connie. Do we have a second?
I second that.
Thank you. All those in favor?
Aye.
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 All those opposed? Excellent. That passes. All right, review of applicants.
Do you want my packet?
I didn't think I had to print it. Oh. Did you have a public comment? I'm sorry? Oh, that's okay. All righty.
So we have Corbin. Thank you for applying again, Corbin.
Right on.
One thing we discussed at yesterday's goal setting session was changing the membership from just 7 people to 5 to 9. We'll be discussing that at our future council meeting when we go over committees.
That's great.
Making it
Good.
broad.
Yeah.
Broader.
Yeah, so a minimum of 5, but a maximum of 9. So just something to keep into consideration as you're reviewing applications.
Is that for all the committees or just?
That's the plan. That's what we discussed yesterday. We're going to have it's actually going to be an agenda item at a future council meeting, and we're going to discuss it further.
More is better.
Can I just get some feedback as to why we would want to up it to 9? I mean, sometimes we even have a hard time filling 7.
So it's just going to be a range. We're not going to make it
Okay.
9.
Gotcha.
It's going to be a range depending on applicants.
Okay.
Because we have one committee that's got 9 members, and then
Okay.
and again, it's hard to get more than 5 sometimes. So we're just going to make it a range.
Good. I like that idea. More input from people, more people to assign to subcommittees and all that. So great.
Awesome. Okay. So looks like we have John that has reapplied, Heather that has reapplied, Corbin for the youth. And then we have Gregory Horner.
Does anybody know him?
I've met him a couple times, just in the meetings that we've gone to around town and stuff.
Okay, I had some questions of him, but he's not here and he's not online, right?
Are we interviewing today or just reviewing?
Well, aren't we, if we accept their applications, aren't we asking them to come and?
So it just
Yeah.
says review, so I'm not.
You should make a recommendation today because then
Today.
the council will have it on their next agenda for appointment for the start in April.
Okay. And then,
Okay.
and
Well,
then we
the
also,
one question I had about him was I highlighted it, Sherry, he didn't seem to think that the events we do were for locals. And I didn't know what he meant by that.
Right.
I wanted
Right.
to ask if he'd been to anything and what are your recommendations if, how to make it more for local, so. He's not
Yeah.
here to ask questions.
And
Okay.
then we also have Wendy Young.
Yeah, when-
That's Wendy.
Okay, I had a question for her
Okay,
too.
yeah,
Can I have-
Absolutely.
Do you want to have Wendy come on up
Yeah.
Come on up, Wendy.
to the microphone so you're on the recording? It's official. Welcome. Thanks for coming in. Hopefully you got here safely. Good. Yeah, yeah.
So thank you for applying. Can I ask a question?
Absolutely.
Okay. Say your present occupation is a he manager?
Oh, HR manager.
Oh, okay, because I didn't know what he was. Okay.
Yeah, I do HR recruiting and then I have a small business as well on Broadway.
What business is that?
Stargazer Aesthetics.
Where is that on Broadway?
It's right, renting a space out of Mountain Massage.
Oh,
so
okay,
right there by the
okay,
physical therapy.
okay,
Nice.
Yeah.
okay. And you say you've organized many events in the past? I like the wine over water. That sounds good.
With previous employers, I have. So yeah, I did a wine over water event with one of my previous employers. I currently organize quarterly events for my employees and assist in coordinating for my internal employees as well. I'm a manager over a team and I have about 100 employees below that as well.
So you sound busy. Can you make a commitment to this commission?
That was one of my questions was what is the expectation of our like monthly hourly commitments?
Yeah, so we have these meetings from 9 to 10, normally 10:30, once a month. The commitment can vary, just depending on what you pick as far as what events that you're going to be part of. We do have also the Oregon Main Street programs that we're involved. Those are events that we do need to send somebody in person. Those are usually quarterly. And those are somewhere within the state. So, I mean, it can vary. It could be as little as maybe 10 hours a month on a slow month, but when we have events, it could be 40. It just depends on how involved you are, how much of your time that you want to give.
My time can be flexible. I do have a lot on my plate, but I can be flexible as well, as long as I'm planning for that within my month. I work remotely with my day job, so it allows for me to have more flexibility and my boss on my day job is very understanding. So so it is possible that I could work that into my schedule.
Yeah, I think the main thing is these meetings.
Yeah.
This is the only time that we have to get together and to discuss events, planning, applications,
Mhm.
all of this stuff. And if you're not here and you're like the single point of contact, that really, really puts us behind the 8 ball. So if you can't make the commitment for here, I would definitely rethink it.
It wouldn't be an issue.
Okay.
How long have you lived in Estacada?
About 7 years.
Oh, nice. So have you been to any of the events that we've put on? 4th of July parade, Oktoberfest, and the tree lighting?
Tree lighting and the 4th of July parade. I missed Oktoberfest. But yes, I participated actually as one of the vendors with the Christmas tree lighting.
Oh, cool. This year?
Yeah. mhm.
Oh, well, thank you.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
why you look familiar, I think. Yeah.
Yes, I
Yeah.
think so.
Yeah.
I know you guys look familiar to me too, so I'm sure I've seen you.
Yeah, good.
Yeah, that was our first year trying to make it a much bigger event.
It was fun.
And it was wonderful how it ended up, I think.
Julie Colton and her
Winter Wonderland.
Winter Wonderland, her hallmark.
Well, that's great because that kind of gives you an idea of the events that we're doing.
Yeah.
If you've seen them, Oktoberfest is similar to Christmas tree lighting, but a little bit bigger, I would say. More vendors, music. All right, any more?
Do you have any questions, Jerry? No. John?
Can we bump up to 9 at this point with?
No, not
Tentative?
until it's changed in the code.
Okay.
Have you applied for any other commissions?
No, I
Before?
haven't yet.
Okay, so why the DEC? Just curious.
I love events.
Okay.
And I love planning events and that really the entire process and seeing the finished result and bringing people together and enjoying I just love the whole process of it.
Mhm.
So that stood out to me actually, in speaking with Julie at the Christmas tree lighting event. I was like, oh, that just seems like it'd be so great.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So much fun.
Well, and we always like to tell people it's not a lifetime commitment, give us your time for the meetings and a couple events, a few hours of, and that's it. But it's just the way you can spread out with your knowledge of people and who you connect with that we can get maybe more people. You don't have to be a member of the commission to be a helper at these events.
Okay.
So,
Also good to
yeah,
know.
we like to
Right.
recruit.
That's true.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So do we need to make
need
a
to make-
recommendation to the council? Do you want me to make a motion?
Do we
Um,
need to make a motion for recommendations?
Do we?
We did it in the past. I think
Yeah.
you guys had to make a recommendation when I came in last year.
You need to make a recommendation and vote on it.
Hmm.
Well, so we have
Corbin?
Corbin
Heather?
who redid it, Heather who
Julie?
redid it, Julie who redid it. And then,
Do we want to make a group?
and then the guy who's not here is,
Yeah,
we-
I'm
he's not here, we're not gonna,
not impressed with that application.
okay. Great, okay. I'm
Well,
looking at it on my
I
phone.
think we can definitely go ahead and do the youth. So let's do that individually. So if somebody wants to make a motion for,
Yeah, I make a motion that we put Corbin Stanson's name forward to the council to be on the commission.
I'll second that.
all those in favor?
I,
Those opposed?
Thanks, Corbin.
Excellent. So that passes. All right. So do we have do we have do we have 3 seats that we need to fill? 3 or 4?
well, John, right?
Have 3 that will expire and the end of next month.
But does Corbin count as one of those?
No, I'm not
Okay.
counting Corbin.
Okay.
3 full seats.
Yeah.
John's seat, Julie Cooper's seat, and then Heather Randall.
Okay.
And all 3 have reapplied.
Yes. Yes,
Yes.
yep, everybody
Um,
has an application, John, Julie, Heather, Corbin. And then we have Wendy.
And then we have Wendy.
So are we
So-
limited to 7 now?
I don't know, what do you,
I mean, that's gonna make a difference to it.
I think we're all thinking
You,
the same.
you could, I mean, potentially recommend that you appoint 3 starting 4/1 and then the next person starting after council changes the code.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, because you are currently, the code says 7, but council had discussed and they were in consensus of changing the range from 5 to 9. So then you could have 8.
Perfect.
I'd like to
think
recommend John. He's been shadowing me on stuff and he's been a great addition, willing to step up. So I'd like to recommend that we put John's name forward to the council for consideration.
We need a second.
I second that.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I,
All those opposed?
Thank you.
All right,
And
that passes.
I'm not the only one that can make recommendations. Anybody else?
I'd like to make a recommendation that we nominate her as a tentative for when the city council approves.
I second
This year.
that.
Yeah. all
Okay,
in
and just
favor?
so we're identifying, we're talking about Wendy. and-
Wendy. I
Yeah.
apologize for that.
Okay, so a motion has been made to add Wendy as a recommendation to the DEC. Do we have a second?
I second.
Those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay.
Those opposed? Okay, thank you.
2 more seats.
All right.
I'd like to
Oh.
recommend Julie Cooper. Is it Cooper or is that Colton?
Cooper,
Cooper. Thank you.
do
I
we have a
second.
second?
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? All right.
All right. And then one more. I'd like to make a recommendation to, for Heather Randall to continue
I'd like to
as
second that
a
motion.
member of the DEC.
John second.
All right.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right.
All those opposed?
Thank you,
All
Heather.
right.
Thank you, Wendy.
All right. That's everybody.
Thank you, John.
Well, that's cool. Nice little audition. Thank you, Jerry, for that. That helped a little bit with that news.
Yeah, thanks for that
Yeah.
information.
All right. Well, thank you, Wendy, for being here too.
Annual plan and budget. Anything stand out?
Can I
Any-
look at it again?
Any
please?
changes? Any concerns?
So one thing that the council, it sounds like the council is going to task this commission and the Traffic and Public Safety Commission with this year is doing a parking space
Review discussion.
review to basically decide if we have enough parking, if we need more parking in the downtown area. It sounds like we're going to task you and Traffic and Public Safety to work together to complete this parking
Survey.
assessment to see, if we have enough parking in the downtown, if we need more parking in the downtown. And that's going to be something that will be, the goal would be to complete it by the end of the year. There's amazing tools that will be provided to you guys to complete this. From what I heard yesterday, there's a really good tool. I can't remember what it's called. But it will walk you guys through what steps need to be taken. So
Is it putting the cart before the horse to include the planning commission in that, being that they approve like expanding people's businesses, which increases parking without?
and this is just an assessment. That's why it's just going to be you guys in the Traffic and Public Safety Committee.
Okay. All right, so were there any issues?
So on the budget that was given to us,
The newspaper,
pardon?
the newspaper stuff?
Yeah,
I thought
I thought we decided not to do.
we're
that.
not doing newspaper
Yeah.
anymore.
Yeah, so that would be the only change I saw. 4th of July stuff is pretty much the same. Oktoberfest will probably be, I think we'll still be okay. We might increase a little bit more.
Do we need to move that money for newspaper? Do we need to up that to door hangers or should we move that to volunteer funds?
I've always liked doing door hangers. I think they're great. But don't know if that's the best bang for our money anymore. I mean, more people, when you ask them how they hear about something, it's social media.
Yeah.
And so if we, maybe more flyers around town, I don't know how to do more, but, or maybe if we do any kind of door hangers, put them out at local businesses on the counters, plus the time of getting them put up is a lot. It's
Well-
good exercise, but. it's fun.
But the other thing too is we used a lot of money, more money than we have in the past for volunteers. So maybe we need to split that.
Yeah. I
Or,
would just
you know.
like to, with, the social media, Hannah's talents for getting stuff out there.
Yeah.
Maybe have, like I said, maybe do a flyer or that size document with the DEC mission and dates on the other side, but put them around town, library, the stores and stuff
That's
rather
a really good idea.
than door hangers.
Okay.
I like the idea of adding to the volunteer budget too. I think as we grow and we close these streets down more, we're gonna need more people
Yeah.
actually there the whole time
Yeah.
instead of just randomly showing
Yeah.
up.
I agree. Yeah.
And if we want to look into the waivers
Yeah.
and vests and random things.
Yeah, that was
purchased
one
for
of the-
events.
Yeah, that was one of the things that I brought up to the council last week was vests, guiders and actual parking
Barricades.
barricades.
Yeah.
So, yeah, perfect. That's a little extra money.
Yeah.
So one thing to help draw volunteers is the possibility, during the events when you have food vendors, buy them a meal,
Mm.
you
For
know,
volunteers.
We would always do that for Job Corps.
yeah.
Either donuts in the morning and pizza in the afternoon.
Yeah, or a voucher at one of
Yeah,
the
yeah,
food
yeah,
vendors, something like
Yeah,
that.
we did that for the bike ride too. We would give vouchers to Granny's and a couple other places. Good idea. Good idea.
All right, were there
I-
any other, go ahead, Heather, sorry.
It's okay. I'm sorry. I had to switch kind of this morning from not being in person, so I don't have the packet. But is there a budget for Uncorked at all?
Don't,
No.
no. No. So I guess that's something that we
Yeah.
probably should have thought ahead of time and put stuff in. Cause you're gonna have
S-
stuff
Can
to
I-
buy.
Yeah, generally, the timeline should be you will make up your project plan in February and then using that, develop your budget in March. So you don't have to have your budget complete today. If you guys know, okay, we want to do Uncork next year, put that in your project plan, then I'll give you another month to create budget line items for expenses.
Yeah, the only thing is that she's planning on doing Uncorked this year in May. But you're talking 2026. And she's planning on doing it 2025.
Heather, that's right. This year you want to
Ye-
do Uncorked?
Yes. Yeah. We were planning May 31st.
Yeah, May 31st.
So I think you're gonna have to take that back before the council, because I don't think that was in your project plan that you presented to them last year. And I don't know how up to date the budget is, but you might already have some money in there. It looks like you only spent $98 for the tree lighting and you budgeted 5,000. I don't know if that's final, but
Yeah, I don't think that's final because I know Julie Colton talked about other fees and
Okay.
stuff. So.
And buying lights and stuff. I know she bought lights.
Right. Yeah.
And we
Yeah.
still need to remove the tree.
Yeah, she was working on that.
it's still up.
She just had some personal things that she was taking care of today, so she was not able to take.
I know that she's reached out to the gentleman that put it up, and I think they're all trying to coordinate the taking
Right.
down of it.
Yep.
Do we know if she got approval from Harvest Market to put a sleeve in?
I know that she reached out to them.
Okay.
All right. Anything else?
So Heather, if,
So I was just gonna say, so pump the brakes on Uncorked or proceed? Because I think that we were planning to try and get our application up March-ish first.
I would go to the next council meeting, which is next Monday, and in the public comment, just say, hey, we want to add Uncorked. It wasn't in our project plan. Is the council okay with that? And then here's what we have left in our budget funding wise that we can put towards it.
I guess my question is what is it that you want the DEC to do? The DEC was not created to really do events. The DEC was created to really hone in and manage the Oregon Main Street program, which we have really gotten away from. Technically, with the Oregon Main Street program, we have to offer a free event, which we do offer. We're spread pretty thin with the 3 events that we do right now. Adding a 4th one, I am concerned that that might, I just don't know. It's coming up quick. I don't know if we can give it the time and energy that it really needs. And if we have the manpower and if we have the money.
Is there a possibility that a few of us can get together and talk this over with Heather?
Absolutely.
I'd like to be involved in that just from history.
Right, so, and just, I mean, when I joined the DEC, part of the reason behind it was to come in and take over Uncorked. It was done a long time ago, and obviously owning a wine bar in town, we were excited to do that and help facilitate that. But I think the idea, I mean, from my understanding was that the DEC wanted to put on this event.
Okay. All right, well then let's make a plan to get together and discuss that.
So Heather, can you maybe throw out a couple of days' time when
Yep.
we can get together?
Like via email
Yes.
or right now?
I think we should do an in-person with you, me, Sherry.
No, I mean, do you want me to put the days and times like in an email, or do you
Oh,
want me
yes,
to?
please. Yes,
Okay,
please.
okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Because you and Sherry are the busiest. So. And yeah, we
Perfect.
probably should do this sooner than later.
I would, well, before the council meeting, it sounds like, if we are going to,
And you should probably figure out how much money you have left over from the tree lighting, so you know exactly what,
Yeah.
if
Well,
there's
I'll
a
reach
gap
out to
there.
Julie today.
I don't see Uncork being a huge expense, but you will have some.
yeah.
Yeah, I guess, if you have
Can
an
it
idea.
make money?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I wasn't
Yeah.
positive when you do the events, if they're like, yeah, so like maybe it wouldn't make, or it would cost us money this year, but like in the future, maybe it wouldn't. And
Well,
maybe we can get some sponsors or something, to buffer some of that. I don't know what the rules are, so I want to be
Yeah.
careful, but
I mean, that's the goal is hopefully that your events
With
make
everything.
money. But from the budget standpoint, from the city, you have to budget an expense category for it. So even if it will, make money in the end, you have to have the income and expenses in the budget.
How much
Got
do
it.
you think you need, Heather?
honestly, this is the first, I have Connie's stuff from forever
Yeah, we
ago, and it didn't include the budget. I think we kind of talked about maybe it being in a file or something, because I just offhandedly asked about this maybe a couple months ago. But I was kind of thinking, I mean, we have tables and chairs, right? Or do we have to rent them? The porta potties, I'm sure we have to rent them. If we have barricades, then we use those.
Yep. So let's just brainstorm some ideas. I can give you some figures for tables and chairs and porta potties.
Okay.
So.
I mean,
the
we have
wine
like,
glasses.
we have like table, yeah, we have wine glasses left over. There's shirts left over, I think. There's tokens left over. That was another question, like how were the tokens used?
A lot.
Do we want to use
We have a lot.
them again? We planned to set it up the same as Oktoberfest, where the boundary, the whole street was, there's not going to be a beer garden area. Like you can drink everywhere the vendors are set up. I reached out to Lynn already to ask her if she was able to help coordinate food. She seemed into that.
Awesome. Okay.
I will say this wasn't on your project plan. The committee needs to vote on it before you take it to council.
Okay.
Okay.
Somebody want to make a motion? Heather, do you
I
want to?
motion to put Uncorked on our plan.
I'd like to second that motion.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? All right.
And I'm just kind of like out of curiosity, since this is like my first full year in, the meeting that had to get canceled, like, is that when we normally would have been talking about all of this stuff? The planning, the one that's getting rescheduled?
Oh, the one with
No.
Sherry.
No. No, the one with Sherry was strictly Oregon Main Street.
Yeah.
Oregon Main Street, okay. So I mean, maybe, I guess that I feel like in the future, planning a planning meeting would be a good idea.
We did have this on the agenda. We put this on the agenda, and you were not at that meeting.
Which meeting?
I'd have to go back, but there was a discussion. We had tabled it and then we put it on that meeting for our discussion, and you were not at that meeting. I'd have to go back into the meeting minutes.
Unless it was probably October. I bet it was October or November, sorry. No, but I was in the November meeting. I actually went back and reviewed all the meetings that I was at because I was also curious. I had other questions, so I can wait till the end to bring them up, but yeah, we'll make sure in the future. I guess I feel like we put Uncorked on a couple of different meetings. We've talked about it, so.
Okay, any other questions about the annual plan and budget? Okay, I'll reach out to Julie Colton. I'm not going to reach out to her today because she's busy. I will reach out to her tomorrow. And then Heather will send us an email. If there's anybody else that wants to be involved in that, please let us know and we will send you the invite to, okay,
How
all right.
many can we
I'll-
have without being official?
It's fine. I will send the invite. We'll make sure it's scheduled among the three of us, and then I will send the invite out to everybody else. I'll take care of that. Okay, so the next thing is the strategic planning session with Oregon Main Street. Evelyn sent out a doodle on that. Did we come back with a date?
Sorry, I haven't seen anything yet.
Did everybody do the doodle?
Do the doodle?
Okay,
Heather's got her hand, I think.
Oh, sorry, I don't know why.
Oh, okay. Hello.
okay, so there was that was sent out. That should have
Oh,
been
we got-
taken care of.
Get an email of,
It looked like the
From-
first morning, the two options were the ones that both had 4 points last time I looked, or 4 votes.
Hmm.
It's the first-
And I think it was March, right?
Yeah,
it was the
yeah.
First day of the 2 and the 9 and 10 o'clock in the mornings, I think had the
Okay.
majority of the votes.
So hopefully we'll hear from Evelyn. All right, 2025 event subcommittee. So that's going to include 4th of July, Oktoberfest, and tree lighting. John is going to take over 4th of July because you won't be here, or Oktoberfest because you
I'll
won't be
get
here.
everything done. I'll work with him, get everything done ahead of time, but the day of, I will not be here.
Okay.
He'll have
So
it done. He's sharp.
are you still going to run 4th of July?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'll be getting the group together probably towards the end of February,
Okay,
that group that we had post-op.
okay,
post.
okay, okay. So
Good
then
ideas.
Oktoberfest is going to be John. And I'm assuming Julie Colton still wants to do Christmas.
I hope so.
Awesome. Okay.
Corbin.
And then, okay, so is there, as far as the 4th of July, is there anybody that wants to be on that committee? I do. And then my husband will be. Is there anybody else that wants to be on that subcommittee? John?
I would be on that subcommittee.
All right. Heather? Okay. Oktoberfest?
Yeah.
I can be on.
Remind me of the date again.
September 29th, is that the last?
Okay,
Fourth Saturday.
okay, I'm out of town.
September 27th.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my anniversary. Hannah. Anybody else that wants to do Oktoberfest? I have a question. Can we assign people?
I mean, like you, one, like out of our members.
I
I'm
mean,
out.
yeah, you could assign them, but that doesn't mean if they didn't accept the assignment that they'll get the work done.
Right, like
Okay.
I have a typically in the fall, there's not a lot of time and space. That's why I'm not saying, I mean, I'm more than willing to help with stuff, but I don't want to be on a subcommittee for it.
Was Julie Colton on the subcommittee last year?
Julie Cooper
Yeah.
helped
Cooper.
with the, what, Oktoberfest?
Yeah.
Yeah. I
She
don't
did
think
the
so.
vendors, Cooper.
That's
She
what
was
I
down,
thought.
She did, I think
she was down there
gave the vendor.
early.
I think a lot of people helped, but I don't know if she was on the
Oh, subcommittee.
subcommittee.
Right. I don't think we had established subcommittees really
Okay.
for all of the events.
And,
We kinda
okay,
just
and
made
is
up
there
rules.
anybody that would like to be on the subcommittee for the tree lighting?
I would like to be.
Okay,
I would like to be.
gotcha. Okay, perfect. All right, Heather, uncorked.
I mean, should we table it or should we go for it until we
For it.
go for it?
Yeah,
Okay, so I need to know what I do in order to get the application active by March 1st online.
Application to the city?
No, for vendors. I know what to do as far as like street closures go and OLCC. I'll be handling those two things. I mean, should we make a subcommittee for this? I know my partner Melanie and Lisa will both want to be heavily involved also.
We had the application from the last Uncorked, so I don't think it'd take much for Evelyn to edit that and post it on the website. I think you guys just need to determine what vendor fees you're gonna charge.
Okay. Is it? So then just send Evelyn a request to review the last one.
well, I guess. So I guess it's good that we go ahead and discuss all of this stuff, discuss the fees, discuss timeframes, but Heather will need to go to the meeting Monday night to make the request for the money and whether or not we can do this event. And then if it is approved at that time, then we can move forward. Right? Okay, perfect. Okay, so, all right, so we've got the application. What do we want to charge as fees?
I would have to see the application. I don't know, but I think it will be something similar to Oktoberfest. I think
Okay,
it was
you're right.
150 for,
We did 100, right? Okay, so let's just stay with that. Does anybody have any issues with that? Because if we stay consistent with our events, that way there's no,
Yeah.
there's no like, oh, why are you doing 150 here when it was only 100 for Oktoberfest?
There's
Same
more
across the
people
board.
yeah, and like
residential,
I'm
yeah.
So what?
yeah. And I was unsure what the
Right.
fees were, but wasn't it like 150 if it was a double spot or something?
I
Or
don't think
was
we
it
had
was
anything that was 150. It
I
was
think
all
we
100.
started at that and we were like,
Yeah, we didn't, and we
Okay.
didn't do double
Yeah.
spots.
we met in the middle, I think.
I thought we took that away.
Yeah, well, they would pay for each spot.
Right.
$100.
Yeah,
No,
it was $100 for each spot.
10 by 10. 10 by 15.
Yeah, I think that's perfect.
Okay, perfect. All right, what's your other questions?
Well, I don't have a lot right now. I mean, other than getting the application up, we were planning to send out some notification to vendors, letting them know that But I'm gonna pump the brakes on doing that until after the
Monday,
city council meeting.
right.
So Heather, you can probably go to the Oktoberfest website and see, we had a rundown of what vendors needed to do and what we would provide. One of the things that we need to make different on Oktoberfest was the fire marshal saw a lot of exposed electrical cords. So we need to make sure we put in the application that those need to be covered. We need to make
Mm.
sure that they have their canopies or whatever staked down, weighted down. She was gonna nail us on those too.
Oh,
So
yeah. It'd be a
in the
disaster if the wind
application-
picked up.
Yeah, so in the application, those two items need to be definitely
Added.
spelled
Addressed.
out for the applicants.
Okay.
I might have already adjusted the Oktoberfest one. I'll look and see.
Excellent.
Is the generator noise specified pretty well in it as well? Or,
I think we did okay on that. Yeah, it was, yeah, because it was a way more, I think, distance from the stage, and the one that was an issue the year before that was addressed, and they didn't have such a loud one, so I think the generator was okay.
okay,
I guess when we get together, I'd like to see what you have, if you're gonna have any kind of music and performers, and if you're gonna, we talked about, getting a portable stage rather than renting the stage from the school, so that's the kind of questions I have.
Flatbed trailer.
Yeah.
I was
flatbed
thinking
truck.
that I have a 20-foot by
Yeah,
8-foot flatbed trailer. I was
Yeah.
thinking that we would put stairs on the backside of it and use that, get a
yeah. Yeah, but just
skirt.
questions about if you're gonna have entertainment, are you gonna pay them, the vendors?
Right.
So if we get together, we can talk about all that kind of stuff and come up with some dollar figures.
Yes. Okay. I think that's all I really have for it right now.
Awesome. Well, I'll look forward to seeing your email so we can get together.
Sounds good.
All right, youth involvement.
I've reached out twice to Arthur Lee in Beaverton, who did the presentation at the conference I went to. Hasn't gotten back to me, but I'm gonna pursue that because I wanna, he did this whole youth outreach stuff with the Beaverton School District, so I'll keep pursuing that.
Okay. Has he not gotten back to you?
No. So I think,
Andrew.
Are you sure?
something we need to be aware of?
No.
We
Oh.
thought it was the same guy who we went to the Reed Sport with
Oh, okay.
in Beaverton.
Well, if he
Different
doesn't,
name.
I might contact Sherry. Maybe I don't have a good number for him. I'm using the phone number that was on the
You said Arthur Lee?
Arthur Lee.
Lee.
Yeah. Okay,
Cool.
so anyway, I will keep pursuing that.
Okay. All right, what's this fundraiser idea?
I just want to check because you skipped 7 on your agenda, which is the
Oh.
OMS self-assessment. Was that on purpose or just accident?
No, 7 on here is 2025 event subcommittees.
What did you have?
I'm looking at the agenda that was in the file and maybe it's changed since she put it in the file at 20, was the OMS self-assessment.
I think the agenda might be different that's in the packet than that was in the agenda thing.
Oh, maybe I didn't have the most recent.
Yeah, that happens quite frequently.
Yeah, that number 7, the OMS self-assessment, that looked pretty in detailed. Were we supposed to do part of that or just review it?
Last time I did this, we did it as a group and we went over it
Mhm.
together.
Mhm.
I know it looks kind of involved, but I think we could probably go through it pretty quick. Do you want to try that right now or?
Sure,
Okay.
go for it. Weird.
Okay, so here's how grading works. So 1 meaning 1 is the lowest, 5 is the highest. 1 means that we're not doing anything about that, and 5 means we are doing extraordinary results. Okay?
Okay.
And let me share my screen so that people online can see that. Okay. Here we go. Okay. I'm thinking we just grade, I'm looking at Evelyn, what she put in here. Usually there's a spreadsheet. I don't see the spreadsheet. I think she included everything that goes into this. Okay, nope. I just hadn't go down far enough. Sorry. Okay, here we go. Community assessment worksheet. Board of directors is formed by representative base of district stakeholders.
Yes,
I'd put a
Yes.
5.
Okay.
Somebody writing this down.
that's under LP, yes. Yes, isn't it?
Yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
We're looking at John and Phil's paper.
Yeah.
Put it with the whole packet.
Okay, communities over 5,000 employ a full-time program director. Under 10,000, under 5,000 is a 20-hour minimum per week.
LP, yes,
No,
no,
no, Evelyn isn't your full-time.
but
It's,
20-hour minimum?
yeah, I mean, the city's right on that cusp because it's barely over 5,000.
Okay.
It's not
Right.
even to 6,000. So
So,
technically it's no, because Evelyn does not, it's maybe a third of her time is devoted towards Main Street.
I didn't understand number 3.
Identified transformation strategy to direct work of the program based on community input and market understanding. And so
Did I just not go down far enough for
I think maybe didn't go.
transformation strategy?
Okay, strategy-driven program. They have these key areas of focus, it looks like. I don't think that you guys have identified a transformation strategy.
Okay, so no.
I would say no, yeah. And then your detailed work plans align with your transportation strategy that outlines the Main Street 4 points. So your work plans are expected to include project expected measurable outcomes, specific tasks that need to accomplish the project, assignment of those tasks, timelines, and budgets.
Yes.
Yes.
You have a dedicated budget.
Yep.
Yep. Demonstrated support from the municipality. I
Yep.
think you could definitely say yes on that one. Reinvestment statistics are reported by the coordinating program. Yes, Evelyn does that for you.
Okay.
Be a good member in standing with Main Street America.
Yes.
We did not renew the membership this year, but we can certainly renew it in your next fiscal year.
Okay.
Okay.
Awesome.
So is there anything, if you looked over this that you were concerned about, anything that you were like, this doesn't look like,
No,
no?
not for me.
Okay. I will have Evelyn fill out the rest of it and then she can submit it to Sherry.
Okay.
You, Lena?
That was
Thank
easy.
you.
Is Evelyn just not here today? Is she on leave this week or?
She's on leave today and tomorrow.
Okay.
She'll be back Wednesday.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, Walk of Hearts. This was the fundraising idea. This is just something another
Yeah,
Main Street
nice.
organization does. We already have the polls. So it would be not too hard for you guys to,
You know, at one point, we talked about putting banners up this was a long time ago. Gosh, about having businesses pay to have their banners on the lamp post. I don't remember if that was a chamber or EDA thing, but that might be a way for us to raise some money. Okay.
So this is.
yeah, these are fairly simple. I've seen these. I know Staten has them. I think this is Corvallis. Oh, Independence is what's included in your packet. But they're basically just red Corex. And then they just put vinyl stickers on them every year that say like names. People can do it, happy 25th anniversary or
Cute. Those are personal.
Jimmy loves Peggy. You could do it personally or businesses
Yeah.
could do it.
Nice.
Would those be up
So
year
cute.
round then?
It's a Valentine fundraiser. So usually they put them up like January through like March.
Oh, those are adorable.
Got it. That's cute.
But we wouldn't do this until 2026, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay. It's kind of late to start now.
Would we
Those
need
are-
the city's buy-in because it'd probably be
So
city
it-
workers or somebody that would be.
Yeah,
hanging
if you want to put this in your project plan for next year, then you could do that as a fundraising effort and then we can run it past staff and city council when you submit your project plan in April.
Cute.
Yeah, I like that. That's
Mhm.
cool.
I know, the more banners that are hung, we
Yeah.
got the spot. Something should always be up, I think.
And it seems to be reasonably priced.
Or a high schooler can ask somebody to prom.
Right? How cute would that be?
Maybe winter formal. Prom is in May.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Winter formal.
$35 on one side, $60 on both.
Mhm. Doable.
Yeah,
Fun.
yeah. I
It's so
like it.
cute.
Mhm.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, thanks for sharing.
Even little messages to your kids would be cute.
Mm.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Mhm. Yeah, that's awesome.
All right, we'll definitely add that. All right, commissioner comments?
Did we talk about stuff for the newsletter and stuff for this coming month?
We haven't, but pushing everything from last month to this month. I kind of missed, it just didn't happen last month. I talked to Evelyn about it, so I'm still I told Heather, she's been gracious to let us know about her flatbed, but I said I'll still make a post about it just to have backups if anybody's willing to share a flatbed, just so we have more contacts and
And I
I've-
think for the 4th of July, we're gonna go with the 120th year. We need to start brainstorming about grand marshals and stuff like that.
Mm, mhm. And I've reached out to the Founder's Day lady who's taking it on.
Bev.
Is it Beth?
Bev.
Bev.
Yeah.
Haven't
I
heard
asked
anything, but
the
just,
traffic and public safety because parks can't, they don't think they have the bandwidth to do Founder's Day.
Right.
So I asked traffic and public safety to talk about, I asked Jim, the chair, to talk about it at their next meeting. I haven't heard back from him. I don't know if they've
Mhm.
had their meeting yet. I've also asked Melanie to check with Noble, which is Stan and his wife, to see if they could come up with a logo for 120 to kind of take that off because nobody seemed to want to take
Do it.
that on.
Sure.
So I've asked I've asked those two things. And one thing I wanted to, so in a 20 feet long by 8 foot flatbed, it's if you could get another one and pair them up if they're close
Sure.
enough and just to have more surface area, more of a stage space, because 8 feet wide seems kind of narrow for some
I think
some
it's
things,
probably
so-
bigger than that, but I don't really know.
Okay.
It's probably
Um,
10 foot or something, but it pulls behind a truck, so it can't be too much wider than that, right? I don't know.
Right.
Mhm.
So yeah, I mean, it would be a good idea to have, I mean, comparable sized, for, if you're gonna have a band up there,
Mm,
you
sure.
know,
Yeah. So I'll still um, ask about that. But yeah, I haven't heard anything from Bev
Yeah,
about the dates and times and
Yeah.
if there's something going to happen about.
one big thing, one big goal that we had yesterday in our council goal session was community engagement and accessibility.
Mhm.
And I think that you guys really, really do strive towards community engagement and, and I appreciate that from you guys. That's one of my biggest things, and I don't think we touched on it nearly enough yesterday. But I know that, at least this committee is, putting forth a big effort for community engagement, and I appreciate that from you guys.
Again, it's about the community, and the more people we can get involved to help us do these things,
Mhm.
they start reaching out. So,
Right.
get people involved in doing it, and that makes it better.
I really, I know I've been pushing for about a year and a half to kind of reverse the trend of our volunteerism. It's hard to rely on the high school for all of our volunteers. I still really want to figure out a way to get, if we're utilizing the high school, get their parents to be involved. So a lot of these new community members, I still really want to figure out a way to get, our volunteerism, because before COVID, we had an amazing volunteer base.
Hmm.
And then once COVID hit, that volunteer base, it didn't there wasn't just a slight downward trend, it was a drop.
Mhm.
And I would just like to see us get that, especially since our population has doubled.
Right.
I would like to see that, try to figure out a way to get that volunteerism back.
Well, just so you know, when I'm checking the city email, because I'll get feedback, I have my standard response that I thank them for their feedback. And then I always do say to them, we're always looking for good volunteers. And if you or anybody within your family or community, or if you know anybody that would like to volunteer, we could always use them.
Yeah.
Is there a way that we could put out some kind of like intake form where it just funnels into an Excel spreadsheet, like name, email, phone number, people
there
who
is
would
one.
like to? Oh, okay.
There already is
Maybe
one.
maybe we share that out on Facebook or something and like even once a quarter.
Yeah,
Just keep it out there.
Heather does that quite frequently.
Heather does.
I mean, Hannah does that quite
Oh,
frequently.
okay.
It's the other H word.
Yeah, it goes out
Sorry.
every month,
Sorry, my friend.
minus last month, but yeah, every month at the end, it's volunteers and it has the volunteer form at the bottom.
Yeah, and the newsletter that the e-newsletter the city sends out
Right.
also has it on
Also has it?
every month too. Yes.
Facebook, Instagram's not as easy, obviously, but
No, yeah.
Facebook has it and
I'll make sure and try and look for that
yeah,
and be real intentional about sharing it around.
yeah, I could share it on the Estacada locals and all that.
So Jerry, Parks and Rec are not taking on Founder's Day. Are you even going to be able to do anything this year?
So that's all going to depend on what the outcome of that meeting with the Traffic and Public Safety Committee.
Wow.
Even if it's something as simple as a barbecue on the lawn, grilling burgers and dogs, even if it's something as simple as that, I would like to see something happen in
That is really too
May
bad.
for Founders Day. Yeah.
Mhm.
Last meeting, Vincent and I talked, and he just, everything falling through with meetings and stuff. He just doesn't have he doesn't think that he has the time to put it together. But I think that, just putting even if it's something simple, putting something simple together for any day in May.
Well, can't you piggyback Uncorked?
I was just gonna say the same thing. Could we have a booth at Uncorked or a double booth or a triple booth that is a founder's booth?
If that's what it comes down to, yes, I would absolutely love to do that. But I would definitely
Rather
love to
keep it
see something done here at City Hall for
Mm.
Founders Day, just
And
Well, we could direct traffic down there too. I mean, like we did at the Christmas tree lighting, I think Santa was there and it worked out really well.
yeah. So it just, like I said, it depends on what Traffic and Public Safety can, you know, what they decide, what they come up with. If not, then I will definitely be hitting you up, Heather, and trying to figure something
When
out
is
for
that meeting?
Mm, I kind of want to think it's the fourth week of the month, but I'm not.
So it would be the 18th.
Yeah.
So, Heather, when you go on Monday to maybe put a little cherry on top of this, when you're asking, say that you would be willing to invite traffic and public safety to piggyback and bring in the Founder Days event.
If they decide that they want to take it on.
Yeah, and traffic and public safety did not have this on their program plan for this year, so they would also have to go to council to get approval for it too, if they decided they wanted to take it on.
Who does, when is it being presented to the traffic and?
It's
Public
not,
safety.
it's not going until February 18th, but what I'm saying is that since you're going on Monday, you can just put a little bug in the ear.
Well, I was just thinking I was thinking that I could maybe reach out to somebody there and just kind of talk. If they had to go to council, then they would have to then wait until March.
That would be Jim Moriarty.
Oh, I don't know him, but he is on Facebook a lot. I'll maybe reach out for contact information. I could message him on Facebook.
Was
That would be,
Was May just a month that you wanted, or were we trying to do in court, or does it not?
May is
May is
the,
It's the
time.
date.
that's the
the-
month.
yeah.
The actual,
May of 1905.
Okay, so it was.
There's no day, just May of 1905 is all I can find.
Okay, so, because I think, yeah, piggyback on 4th of July, but that's not May.
Yeah.
Might be.
All right.
But Estacada is the Grand Marshal this year, yes? Or no?
That's what I thought we had discussed, but. Because we were,
I thought, I could be mistaken, but I thought that's what we discussed too.
it's okay, it's all right.
It's a good idea. Yeah. Something to
Sure.
do with Estacada, yeah.
Anything else, Jerry?
So May.
Okay. All right. Any other agenda items for next month? All right, well. If there's nothing else, meeting adjourned, 10:03. Thank
Thank
you,
you.
everybody, for your time. Be safe out there.
Wendy.